Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would actually put some makeup on my face because I don't really wear makeup that much anymore because I never really have a chance to because I'm always working or here at home doing nothing depressing. Today I thought that I would do a summery kind of bright makeup look. I kind of have an image of how it's going to go in my head, how it will turn out. You could just skip to the end of the video and see, or I'll probably put it in the thumbnail, so spoiler alert, this is how it looks. But yeah, I thought because we actually got a little bit of sun here, for the most part it's just been raining forever. And while the sun shines out, I thought I'll take advantage and do a little summery bright girly look. I've even got my yellow jumper on. It's still a bit black because I'm not that much of a ray of sunshine. I'm like a kind of mid cloudy with a bit of sun. That's me, cloudy with a little bit of sun, peeks out now and again, for the most part cloudy. So yeah, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to see if I still remember how to do one of these makeup tutorials and not cover my face with the mirror for the entire video. Let's see how it goes. Let's jump into it. So first, I've already moisturised and done my skincare stuff if you're interested in what I use. I'm currently using Revolution's skincare, Makeup Revolution. I'm using their hyaluronic acid, that is for hydration because I get extremely dry skin. But on top of that, I also get really oily around my nose and stuff, so to battle the oil, I use niacinamide and zinc, and that just helps kind of unclog. What does it do? Helps reduce the look of blemishes and pores. So I've got like a lot of pores around my nose. I don't know, I'm not a skincare specialist, I'm just here to put stuff on my face. So first I'm just going to be priming my eyelids for eyeshadow with some concealer. I am just using the Revolution Super Size Conceal and Define. This is just, Super Size is just the large version of the concealer. And I'm using that in the shade C0.5, which is the palest shade you can get because, as we can see, I'm whiter than a jellyfish, which jellyfish are transparent. So yes, that's how pale I am. I'm basically transparent. So I'm just going to take the concealer and I'm just going to pop that on top of my eye covers, like so. And then just taking my damp Real Technique sponge and just blending that into my socket. Don't poke your eye out because yes, it hurts. And then I usually actually set that because I've noticed if I do leave it, because I know it's like to help the eyeshadow stick, but for me it just creases within like 2 seconds. I mostly just do it to like help with discoloration because I've got quite bluey purpley veiny eyes, which isn't great for eyeshadow, so I'm just gonna set that with some translucent powder. So now we're going to do eyeshadow first because I make a mess with my eyeshadow and I don't like it going all over my foundation, so we do eyes first, then we do foundation. I know, people seem to have a problem with that, don't know why. Moving on. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see my eyeballs a bit closer. Ooh. So for today, the main palette we're going to be using is the NYX Off Tropic Hasta La Vista palette. Alongside that, I'm just going to be using the Makeup Revolution Soph X Extra Spice palette. So the first colour we're going to be using is just this pale peachy colour. And with that colour, we're just taking a fluffy brush and just blending that into the crease. And then taking this burnt orange colour and just a dome-like brush, I am just going to place that into the crease again. But we're just focusing right in the crease this time. And then just throughout the process, I do just go back in and just make sure those edges are always blended and blended. I'm then just going to take this yellow colour on a flat brush. So we're just going to take that colour and just place it on the inner corner of the eye, moving it slightly into the middle of the eye. Then just going back in with that burnt orange colour, I'm just going to place that in the middle of the lid.
Man, you gotta have that time when you just like disconnect from the scene, just the race. Like, and it's a race that I've created in my head.
So jumping into the Makeup Revolution TeknoAXE Extra Spice palette, I'm just going to be taking the shade 21 with a domed packing brush. I'm just going to be placing that right in the corner. And then once again, just going back in with that blending brush just to make sure the edges are all smooth and blended. So for the rest of the eyeshadow, meaning my inner corner and under eye, I won't be doing that until obviously I've done my foundation and concealer and whatever. So this is just what the eye looks like for now. Next, I'm going to do my eyeliner. For eyeliner, I'm using the Maybelline Eye Studio Lasting Drama Gel Liner. We're just going to be doing a standard wing, nothing fancy. So this is just what the eye looks like up to now. I am going to quickly do the other eye off camera and then we will move on to the foundation. Woo! See you in a minute. So now that the eyes are partially done, we're going to move on to foundation. So for foundation, I am using the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil in the shade Pale Light, which once again is the palest shade, because if you didn't know, I am the palest person in the world. It's probably not true, there's probably people paler than me, but to me I'm the palest, you know, I've got to give myself something. So I'm just going to put some onto my face, like so. Like that. Yeah. Then just taking my sponge and just blending that all in. And now that is all blended out. I like this foundation because it is more like a tinted moisturiser type situation where it still gives you some coverage, but it's not like crazy like full coverage foundation, because sometimes I do need to give my skin a bit of a breather, because even though I don't wear loads of makeup, I do have a lot of skin problems like dryness and oily skin and all this kind of crap. So sometimes it's just nice to wear a light foundation. So today I'm going to be using two concealers, one to kind of cover the dark circles and then one to kind of brighten the area. So the first one I'm going to be using is the Revlon Youth FX Fill and Blur Concealer, and that is in the shade 01 Fair. So it's just one of those clicky ones. So I'm just going to be placing that right where the darkness is, which is everywhere under my eyes, obviously. Joys of being a vampire. You always look dead. And just taking the sponge and blending that in, like so. And then going back in with my Revolution concealer and just literally tiniest bit in each corner just to brighten up a bit, because like I said, this is literally like the palest of pale. So if you put too much on when you're already pale, it just washes you out more. So just literally a bit in that corner, a bit in that corner. And once again, blend it out. Ugh, don't drop your sponge. I'm then just going to set everything using my Revolution Bacon Finish Powder, and it's just translucent. So I tend to use a bit more under the eyes and on my nose than I do the rest of my face, just because I tend to A, get really oily around my nose, B, crease a lot around my eyes, and C, I don't really like that powdery look, so I don't use loads on the rest of my face for that very reason. Well, that's very reason. And then yeah, so just for the rest of the face, I just take a big powder brush, take the powder, just tap a little bit onto the brush, as you can see, that much. Do that so it gets rid of the excess, and then just put that on the rest of my face. So now we can finish off the rest of the eyes, so I will just zoom you back in for a moment. So I've actually decided to go back into the Revolution TeknoAXE Extra Spice palette. I'm just going to be taking this orange shady here, which is called, what's it called? It's called Sweet and Sour. And I'm just going to be using that underneath the eye. So just taking my blending brush. Let's go. Then just going back in with the first peach shade that we used and just going over that. Then just going back in with the yellow shade and just placing that right in the inner corner. And then just going to add some mascara. So for mascara, we are using the NYX Worth the Hype Waterproof Mascara. So unfortunately, from this point on, my audio decided to corrupt itself. Yay, fun for me editing. But basically, the next step is I am going to just lightly contour with my Revolution light to medium contour palettes. As you can see, the two shades that I use all the time because there's basically nothing left of it. Yep, and so I'm just going to do a bit of contour, not too much because the eyes are already very bright and vivid, so I feel like we don't need that much contour, we just need a bit to just warm the face back up, as bright colours do tend to wash pale skin out even more. So moving on to the brows, I'm going to be using the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in the shade Espresso and literally just brushing that through my brows. Nothing difficult, just keeping it simple. For highlighter, I'm using the Revolution Pro in the shade Ice, just using that middle shade. And I'm just going to go ahead and take a small brush and just place that on the bridge of my nose, also the tip of my nose, Cupid's bow, underneath the eyebrows, and then I will take a second highlighter brush and just add it to my cheekbones, the forehead, and then when I remember, just the inner corners of the eyes. And finally for the lipstick, I am just going to be using the Maybelline lipstick in the shade 50, which is called Baddest Beige. And then to complete this look, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Illuminating Setting Spray. So guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Just a quick little makeup moment because, you know, I have these moods that are like, today I want to do makeup, today I want to do a set video, today I want to do a gaming video. Which, by the way, gaming videos, they will be coming soon. I just had a bit of a technical difficulty with the game I was going to play. Now I'm trying to find another game that I want to play that you guys also enjoy. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm working on it. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it the good old thumbs up. And if you fancy it, subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video, whatever it is. Bye! Oh yeah.